Hey everyone, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. This is the season finale of Tiny Swarm Tuesday and the final chapter. So we've been watching this hive number 9 and the queen in there was failing. So we waited and waited and waited. I waited. A lot of you said you need to take her out of there now. Anyway, I just couldn't do it. But anyway, last week we got rid of her, put her in a jar, and she's going to be a swarm lure now anyway. So we're going to combine the tiny swarm and hive number 9. I got my newspaper here. They've been queenless for 6 days, so it'll be interesting to see if there's supersedure cells built in there. Hey, book. So the sun is setting. Wanted to do this at dusk because you want all of the field bees that are from the hive that you're going to move to be in the hive. So when you move them and put the newspaper in there, they will reorient to their new location. If you did this in the middle of the day and all the bees were out there flying around and you move their hive, all those field bees are going to come back to their location and their hive's going to be gone, and basically you'll lose the strength of those field bees that were going to boost that hive up. So 99% of them are going to be in there now. So the sun's going to be set in about 30 minutes, so we got to move fast. So let's get started. Here we are at hive number 9. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the top box off and move it away. I'm going to pull the frames out of the bottom that can be used that have pollen or honey on them, and I'm going to set them aside. Then I'm going to go through the top and basically do the same thing, but I'm going to pull out anything. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to pull out any frames that are blank or not useful, or have very little on them, that I'll just set out and let the bees clean them off like an open feed, because I want all resources in here and nothing empty. Because when we do the combine, there's some empty frames in the tiny swarm hive as well, so we want to get rid of all that and have 2 boxes of resources and bees separated by newspaper. I may go ahead and put a 3rd box on just to hold the feeder, because I don't want an entrance feeder. I don't want any of the other bees to be getting in here bothering them. And I don't want any of that sugar water in any of my honey supers, because I still have some honey supers on here. So let's get this thing, I'm not even going to pull the lid off. I'm just going to separate it here and move it. If I find any supersedure cells, I'll show you that. I'll try and get you shots of everything I'm doing and sorting stuff out before it gets dark on me. So we're just going to move this top box. It's going to be pretty heavy. Okay, here's the bottom, which most of the bees in the bottom are up here towards the top. These frames aren't covered. There's not a lot of bees in here. So I want to find frames that have honey or pollen. If it's empty comb, I'm going to not use it at this moment. So this is lightweight. That's basically empty. There's a little bit of honey right there. I'm going to set this one aside. There's honey there, but it's not very deep. I want to set it aside. I may use it, but probably not. That little stand over there is called a bee mate. It's spaced perfectly so these frames will fit in there, and then you can also set a box on top. I found the plans online. So this one has a lot of pollen and this honey, so this is a keeper. It's mostly pollen on this side too. So I put the keepers on the other end. So it's a good pollen frame here. Same, just look about like that other side. Not much, not much. So that's a toss. That's a keeper. There's quite a bit of honey right there, but nothing here. There's a little bit there, mostly pollen. This is a maybe. No, toss. I say toss, I'm not really tossing it, just not going to use it. Definitely a keeper. Honey and pollen. Any excess frames that have honey, there's a hive over here, number 15, that has some empty frames on it. A little bit of honey there. And we could put those over in hive 15. Okay, that's just bare frame there, and that's empty comb. Okay, so now we're back here on the back side. This is the top. So I'm going to pop the top, go in, and I'm going to do the same thing. But I'm taking out empty frames and I'm getting them out. I'm going to leave the good frames that have resources in them in here. Okay? I'm going to use some smoke because this is going to rile them up pretty good. We're really breaking the hive down, discombobulating them, and they're queenless, so queenless hives tend to be grumpy hives. There's the beetle traps I forgot to put in last time, so I just stuck them right there. I'll set them in the lid so that way I can't forget them. A couple of beetles up here. Let's take care of them real quick. Got them. Okay, no need to look for a queen up here. If I saw a queen there, I would be shocked. Because we removed the queen last week. Give them a little more smoke. Don't have to worry about smoking them too much and running the queen off because she's not in here. I just want them to be nice and tame. They were fairly grumpy last week. They were pretty sensitive to movement. Come on, get out of there. Okay. So this is a good keeper frame, full of nectar and honey. So we're gonna probably put that closer in towards the middle. That's a keeper. That's a definite keeper. Lots of good pollen on there and lots of honey. There's the empty one. Had some of the larvae in it. Not seeing anything now. Nothing. So we'll still keep this because this is a good queen frame to lay on when tiny swarm queen breaks into the bottom. Same thing here. We'll keep that one. No supersedure cells so far. So this one is pretty much empty. I think I'm going to cull this one. This has quite a bit of honey. I'm going to leave it on both sides. Pretty good thing of honey on here. Going to leave it. Good honey, leaving it. Empty honey, and it's full of nectar, so I'm going to leave that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these keeper frames and I'm going to put that honey to the inside. This came out of the bottom. And this keeper frame has the honey on this side, not on that side, so I'm going to put the honey towards the inside. So top is, or this is the top now, it's going to become the bottom, so that is complete. Okay, I said I was going to go get Tiny Swarm and prepare it, but first I'm going to move this box into that location where it came from, but it will be on the bottom, okay? That box that's there has got a lot of bees in it. It's empty, but there's a lot of bees in it. I'm going to set it on top so those bees can't go down into this comb, and then I can remove that top box, or the box that's over there. Okay, see all the bees in here? You got bees returning from the field and the bees that were remaining in that box from where I took all the frames out of it. So it's going to get moved to the top. So all those bees will go down into the comb from this box right over here. Just going to kind of set it like that for now. Okay, now put this box on here and let those bees work their way down. Give them a little bit of smoke to encourage them down. So the tiny swarm is going to sit right in this location after we get done with this. So now we're going to go over there on tiny swarm and prepare them to move. Whoa, sorry about that. So remember, the top box is just a feeder. We'll set it aside and pull out the empty frames here. Sun is setting, so we got to move fast. The entire cord is consumed, and one hive beetle is hanging out getting a drink. So we do need to look on here for the queen. She is not marked, I don't believe, can't remember. I don't think she is. Set that right there. Okay, I'm going to use this as kind of a stand. Going to put this empty box right here. So the frames I take out I'm not going to use, I'm going to put over there. So there's comb and empty. Looks like a wax moth web, but might be a spider. Wouldn't that suck to open this up and it'd be full of wax moths? Very light frame, nothing in it. That's going to be a coal. Got some bees on here, so they may be putting sugar water into this. No, it's really light. A little bit of honey at the top. A little bit of honey. I'm going to leave that just for now. Maybe to put on the outside. Very light. Nothing. Nothing. I'm just going to shake this out. Get those bees off there. Need to have a frame with some weight on it here. Yeah, here we go. Total pollen frame. Almost total. The top is honey. Top is honey on here, just barely. So we'll keep that because it's the pollen they're used to having there. Got our brood frame here. If you can see that or not. Queen may be on there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking for a tiny swarm queen. It would be cool to see her though before the combine. Check another frame. We'll go all the way through this. Ah, my back. Alright, so that's mostly nectar down below and honey. This is a total pollen frame right here. I suspect that queen was on the last frame. We just didn't see her. When you do a combine, it's a good thing to put your eyes on a queen first. Alright. Smashed a bee. There's some honey. Okay. I think we got more empty spaces than we've got frames to fill with, so I'm going to put these back here. So this is blank, so we're definitely taking that out. That is a spider web because there's the spider. Okay, I'm going to go get 4 frames from over there and arrange these. So here's a nice heavy honey frame. I'm going to scoot this one over. Put that nice big honey frame closer to those bees. I think this one had pollen, so I don't want to move the pollen away from the brood. Yes. Look real quick for the queen. Nope. Ouch. Sting on the leg. They are getting upset. Put these 2 frames in here. I'm mixing a few of the bees from the other hive here, but I didn't shake those off. One more frame there and we'll be good. Okay. Getting dark on us. So now we'll go over there. I'm gonna put this lid on. Kind of calm them down a little. So now we need to go over there and put our newspaper on.